Welcome. Welcome, and today I've got on board for you a class, a bit more of a workshoppy class on looking at how to stretch out the lower feet and the calves, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. This is going to be a great class if you're tighter in the back of the legs there, if you're a runner or an athlete. Also, anybody with plantar fasciitis, this is going to really help you. And for this class, we're going to need a few things. We're going to use a couple of yoga blocks. You can see I've got them here. A tennis ball or any sort of firm ball you've got at home. Okay, and then you can see here that I've got a broomstick handle which I'm going to roll to make the edges of it a bit softer, roll inside a blanket. Now we can obviously adapt, so this potentially could be your yoga mat rolled up nice and tight. Any ball and any books or things, okay? And then I'm going to get you to, before we move, I really want you to think about the alignment of your feet. The alignment of your feet is going to be crucial into how we then transfer the stretch up the back of the leg. So just taking a moment here, you can draw on yourself if you'd like to as well, otherwise you just watch me. I'm making a mark here at the top of my second toe and this dip in my ankle. And I'm drawing those two lines up. This follows that ray of the foot. And you can see this lines up with my tibia, my shin bone, and then on up into my thigh bone. I'm going to do the same with the second foot. Okay, and it's going to be really important that we keep these lines aligned with the tibia through the patella and up on into the leg. So as I show you some moves and things, that you track like this, so the line stays parallel and it doesn't do this. You don't want to turn them in even a little bit or turn them out, because that will make the stretch less effective. So I'm going to leave these on as I show you some lovely stretches for you. Okay, so with these lines hip distance apart, so if you take the bones of your hips here down the femur bones, patella, tibia, and these lines, keeping them all nice and parallel, you're going to come down to your knees and take a seat. So you can see that my little toe is joining in. See how my toes are tucked underneath. If you do have painful plantar fasciitis, it might be easier to be up here and just ease down slowly. So if you are in pain, just come up and down a couple of times. Really important to keep those lines parallel. Don't let the heels drop out or draw in. Up and down. If you're okay, then maybe you could sit back for a little bit longer, using some lovely deep breaths to breathe through any discomfort. And this is a beautiful way to bring relief to your feet and start the, it's all connected, all up the back of the legs as well. And it's a wonderful way to learn how to align your yoga poses. Lean back, just another breath. Remember, this is a class I'd like you to repeat again and again and again if you are tight in this region. Just once won't be enough. Try and do it, every day for a week, okay? So lean back, one more breath. Super. And then come to all fours. So you can let those toes go. See how I'm on my kneecaps now, and give the ankles a couple of circles. It might feel really nice now you've released that off. Okay, and then now I'm on my knees. I'm going to stretch one leg back, that's my left leg. And again, you can see how the toes are tucked. And then push the weight into the heel and back again. So again, it's really important. I'm using that black marker pen line to track. I'm not dropping the heel out like that or dropping it in. I'm exaggerating. But make sure you can tuck your chin and see that, make sure the heel tracks right round that. I call these magic lines. I teach them in all my classes. And by the way, if you're enjoying this class, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. That would be really good of you. So, 5 or 10 of these stretches. At the last breath, see if you can stretch right back. So getting into the soles of the feet and into the two muscles of the calf, and then come back to your knees. Try the other side. One side might be stronger than the other for you, so push the heel back. And we're getting this rocking motion back and forth. Move with your breath. You can also tell me in the comments how you get on with this class. I'd be really interested. I love helping people with therapy. So let me know. And let me know if there's anything else I can help with as well. Okay, and then the last one, push the weight back into the heel there. And breathe. You spend a lot of time creating this tension, so we also need to give it time to release it. And then bring that down. So once again, just as a reminder, your knees are inner hip width apart and parallel. Tuck your toes. Now we're coming to downward facing dog, and do this with bent legs to start with. So lift your bottom and then ease the left leg straight, pushing the heel towards the floor. Again, remembering those magic lines, keeping them parallel. And then switch out the legs. And then I call this walking the dog. Lots of people call it that as well. So walk it out, but walk it out nice and slowly. So if you look at me, you don't want to be doing this. Pedal, 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 pedal. Okay? Slow it down. Nice and easeful. Track that heel right behind the magic line. Okay. Lovely. And you can do this for as long as you want. If this is quite a lot in your wrists and arms, you could always come down to your forearms as well. That would do the job. Lovely. And then come down to your knees. Untuck the toes. Sweep the hands back. And take a seat there. Lovely. Now we're going to use this. So this could be a rolled up yoga mat, and you can see this is a bit tougher by using this wooden pole. So I've padded it out by wrapping a little blanket around it. So come onto all fours again. Take your rolled up yoga mat or this pole, lean forward, let it go right up behind the knees. You'll probably have to keep a hand there to keep it there, and then sit back into it. Now again, if you're in pain, you won't be able to sit the right way back, so you might be about here. Otherwise, sit back and back. And this will give you some massaging into both the calf at the bottom there, and also you'll get some love up into your hamstring as well. And breathe. Again, if you can, lean back more and stay with it more. If it gets too intense, come out like we were doing, sort of walk it out a couple of times. You start to break down some tension, try and relax those muscles. Let's take 3 more deep breaths. And then come on up, and you can roll your mat or your pole that I've got down just about 2 centimeters down your calf. And then we do it again. Okay, and we're going to do this a few times all the way down the calf. And depending on you and where you're feeling your tension, any one of these might be slightly more intense than the other. So, use that nasal breath that we've done before, in and out, to try and relax and tell those muscles to relax and all that tension to ease. And if you are rocking in and out, that's okay too. Okay, about another breath here. And you can see how it's a cumulative practice if you do this daily. This is really going to help ease you. So coming up, and I'm going to roll it down about another 2 centimeters. I kind of really feel it here. There's a dip between the 2 calf muscles. They're called the gastrocnemius and the soleus. And nestling in there can be quite a lot for me, but some of you might have felt it more further up. Potentially it could be getting less as we go down. Okay. You doing all right? I hope so. Let's do it again. So sit on up, roll the pole or your yoga mat down. And the tighter you've rolled your yoga mat, the more intense this is going to be. All right. And the intensity may lessen as you come down the leg. So lean right back. Go for it. Okay. And then lean forward. Sit back. This is going to be the last one. Okay, potentially you could repeat that all again, going back up. But so feel free to pause the video and run through that all again. Okay, it might feel quite intense if it's the first time you've ever done it. All right, one more breath. Super, and then bring that out. We can dispense with that loveliness now. And let's try it again in a nice bent-legged downward facing dog. And then again, ease it out. Maybe you feel it a little bit more. Okay, and then walk your hands back towards your feet, hands to your hips. Come on up. Now we're going to use the yoga blocks. So I've got 2 yoga blocks. If you've only got one, you could possibly get away with this. With just one. What you're going to do is press your heels onto the mat, toe mounds onto the yoga block, and again, I know I keep saying it, but we're going to line that magic line up with your tibia and your thigh bone. Same with the other leg. And then lean forward. Lean forward. You can bring your hands to your thighs. So this is like a really intense forward fold, an intense uttanasana. And bring your hands to wherever you can. If you normally can touch the floor, you may well not be able to now. So don't be surprised by that. And you can come in and out of it a couple of times. Up and down your legs. Some of you might be able to still get the floor. Let's hold it for a couple of breaths. Again, honouring it with a little bit of time. Some deep breaths. Breathe through. You may well be feeling a little bit of discomfort, but it shouldn't be intense pain. If it's intense pain, back off. Just onto and work just at your edge. So go slowly with yourself. Okay, and then bringing your hands to the blocks, step back off the blocks. There, that should feel a bit nicer, especially if you hold the blocks. Okay, and you ease that off. Well done. Come on up to standing. Okay, last one. Now I'm going to use the tennis ball here. Stolen, I had to go down to the garden to steal this off my dog. And we're going to get into the fascia of the feet here. So rubbing up and down. So first of all, I'm going to rub up and down on the inner edge of my foot. Ooh, this tennis ball's a bit wet from the garden. So up and down on that inner edge. And the braver you get, the more weight you can put in it. To start with, you might lean back, not put too much pressure on, or have a pair of socks on. And then as you get used to it, you can sort of really lean into it. So imagine this inner line of the foot. Then I'm going to move to midfoot, as if I'm rubbing right underneath my magic line there. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Isn't that good? I'm sure you can feel the work that it's doing for you. So about 10 rubs there. And then I'm going to be aiming for the little toe edge of my foot. Okay, so right onto the edge. It feels kind of nice. It's lovely. I don't suffer from plantar fasciitis or anything, luckily, or tight stuff, but this still feels delicious. Still really good for you after a long walk or something. All right, so that's one foot, and then we're going to do the other foot. So again, starting on the inner edge, more, less, or lean in for more. You don't have to be doing this on a yoga mat, do you? You could be doing this standing in the back garden if the dog doesn't steal it. And then the middle, as if my foot were transparent, I'd see it running right through that, my magic line. Lovely. And then finally to the little toe edge. I'm doing this without a wall, but look, you could reach around and use the back of a chair to help you keep your balance. Lovely, lovely. So bringing some release to the soles of the foot, where it might be gripping. I know with plantar fasciitis we often get pain in the heel as well. One more. Lovely. Oh, that feels tingly, like I've just had a foot massage, which I actually have. All right. And then to finish, we'll start right back where we began with the toe tuck. So tucking all 10 toes underneath, lean back. Hopefully you'll feel a difference. Don't worry if you don't feel an immediate difference. Deep breath, lean it in. What I'd like you to do is try this 7 days in a row and then send me a message. Let me know how you're getting on. Really give me some feedback, and I can also give you some extra stuff as you progress to help this. All right? And then come up, point your toes, come down to a seat. I hope that helps you stretch out your calves and the soles of your feet. Namaste.